Obviously, throughout history of films, there's always been different iterations and versions of film as opposed to the final one you get. This is just the nature of the beast, how it goes, and naturally this is still something that happens nowadays. More so with Marvel Studios, considering they're always changing pieces as the future changes and as they're acquiring more properties. But now we found out that Spider-Man Far From Home was initially a way different film, set in a way different time period. So if you look at Spider-Man Far From Home, it takes place right after the events of Avengers Endgame, and we know they teased this very early on. But as we recently found out from the writers of Spider-Man Far From Home, this was originally not the case. And if you look back, it ends with Aunt May figuring out that Peter is Spider-Man. There's that moment and then the credits hit. The original idea was to actually pick up right from there with Spider-Man Far From Home. And who knows if it was still called Far From Home at the time. It was probably just a subtitle or Spider-Man 2 at the moment because they didn't know exactly which direction they were going to go in. But the idea was to actually follow Aunt May and Peter and get her reaction and her trying to understand, this lifestyle that he has, why he's doing it, and showing her either support or no support. And I think this would have been kind of cool to see, but ultimately I think they chose the right decision because then he appears, let's say, in Infinity War and Endgame. But then the next film takes place before Infinity War, right? So we would have been just stuck back in time. It's one of these things where you're like, all right, well, Spider-Man and any of his classmates can't possibly end up, dying or anything. There's no real stakes here because, well, we know what happens, right? We know how this concludes. We know he's fine. So there is all that. And I think that was the ultimate deciding factor on why they didn't do this, because once they figured out the story for Infinity War and then Endgame, they realized that this really isn't something they have the time or the need to explore. Then they realized, if we set it after Endgame, after the 5 years, we can give you a glimpse into this brand new world, and then you're going to get a little bit of Aunt May. But now she's supportive of this, and you can just understand it. She was like, all right, well, I see what you've done. Oh, you also went to space, and turns out you defeated this purple-faced alien. Great job, Peter. Like, what can I say, right? So I like... Actually, no, I love the film we got, and this is the version I like. This is one of those videos where I'm like, you know what? I wish we could have seen it. I don't. I really don't. It sounds like it would have just been a wasted opportunity at a movie to explore Spider-Man in different settings. So, no. Maybe you would have liked it, though. I don't know. You can let me know down below. And as always, if you guys want more content, hit that join button down below and check out some exclusive stuff.